Possibly Hjalmar Kühl hasn't got the answer to that one. Hjalmar works at the German Center for Integrative Biodiversity Research. He joins us now from Leipzig. The future of humans is up for debate, Hjalmar, but the future of the great apes is extremely endangered after the findings of this report. Did the report tell you anything that you didn't know, or did you already know that these habitats were disappearing?
So, good afternoon. So we can say, as scientists, this is something we have expected. However, all the previous study, they focused on either the current or the past conditions. This is really the first study extending it into the future and assessing future scenarios. And this is novel. And we do not talk here about a very long time period. The generation time of great apes is roughly 20 to 25 years. And this is a time period of only 30 years until the year 2050.
Why can't apes, like humans, take action and do something to ensure their own survival? In other words, if a jungle is being destroyed, can an ape family and a group of apes not move to another area which is more secure for them?
I mean, to some extent, this is certainly possible. Yeah, I mean, we know that apes can survive in agricultural areas if they are not further hunted. So there is some adaptability. However, just imagine if your food is gone, you will not be able to survive. It's the same for humans. And it's all about that. Yeah. If they're not hunted, if there's food, they also can survive in other habitats. Yeah. But certainly their prime habitat is either savannas or it's tropical rainforest.
Just looking at the summary of the report, Hjalmar, it seems as if there's no escape for these animals, because 84% or so, I believe, is the habitat loss if humanity will be able to contain the very worst effects of the climate crisis. And if it doesn't, you're looking at 95% habitat loss. So it's a disaster whatever happens.
Yeah, I would not be that pessimistic. I mean, we could hope that this is a self-defeating prophecy. Yeah. So by bringing out this message, something will change. And the numbers you've just mentioned is, if we are able to manage the protected areas that exist already, we will only have a decline of these 50%. So we will have a lot of apes surviving in the protected areas. So we can imagine extending the protected area network will help the great apes to survive. And connecting these will also help them to migrate along those gradients which are caused by future climate change. So there is hope. And let me add another point here, and this is about global responsibility. There are a lot of countries and people in these, and let's take Europe as an example. We benefit from resources that are exploited in these countries. Take timber, take mineral resources, iron, bauxite, or something else. And previous studies have shown that there is the damage that is caused by this consumption is to 90% in other places. So not in Europe, but also in Africa, also in great ape habitat. And if we take this responsibility, it means we have to ensure that the use of these natural resources is done in a sustainable way. And I think a lot is about understanding these mechanisms.
I kind of wanted to make a subsidiary point to that, even before you started that answer, is that who bears the greatest responsibility here? Because when we look at Africa, the natural habitat of the great apes, a lot of damage that is being done there is being done by people who say, you know what, we have no choice. If we don't exploit these resources, we don't eat and our children die. So who bears the greater responsibility, the global north or the global south, in protecting these habitats?
So you're totally right. It is not about pointing with the finger to these people and to these countries. I think there is a global responsibility. Those who consume the resources, who have a benefit from these resources, they have to ensure that there is a sustainable use of the resources, that benefits the apes, that benefits the habitat, and that benefits the people that live therein.
So what do you think is the conclusion going to be here? Because you started off by saying, look, this is not a long time frame that we're talking about. We're talking about literally within the next, 29 years, if my maths is right?
Yeah, exactly. That is totally correct, Yeah, so it means action is urgently needed. And I think there are ideas out there. So some of the ideas I brought already forward. This is the protected area network needs to be really efficient. It can be extended. Those countries who benefit from these resources, they have to take their responsibility and they have to make a contribution. that sustainable extraction of resources is really guaranteed. And this is something that can be achieved within years. I'm sure about that.
Hjalmar, thank you so much for talking to us. Honestly, when we talk about the natural world and we hear from experts like you who are doing everything possible to inform us about what our responsibilities are, then that's all part of being alive, isn't it? Hjalmar Kühl, thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much.